evening, everybody, and welcome to Not Taking Orders. This is the show where you log in on camera with us. We see you, we talk together. Join on camera by clicking the button Join on Camera at tootsuite.com. I'm Susan Quinn with Tootsuite, and this is Kristen.
Spelatich, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you, Jesus. It's Monday, man. I got a case of the Monday.
Yes, we do. And we have a special guest with us tonight.
With the most amazing suspenders ever.
He is a frequent visitor to the live studio audience here at Tootsuite. And this is Mr. Rich Reeder. We're going to find out exactly what he does and his background and kind of see what...
Do share, Rich.
Rich, welcome. I'm going to get you a glass of wine.
Well, thank you.
First of all, though, I think we're going to hit the Cards for Humanity a little bit later, and I see the other two co-hosts have just arrived, getting their glasses. So, Rich, tell us. You're kind of an enigmatic figure in the Valley. I've seen you in San Francisco. I've seen you... Oh, we have a login person. Great. Anyway, we'll be talking to these people in just a minute. But what drive... Like, so you're a techie / wine / analytics, or what is it exactly that you do?
Well,
Share.
I'm actually a...
While I get your wine.
I'm actually a content architect in community. And
Elaborate on that.
So, presently I'm helping a startup, a women's drinking startup.
Ooh, love that. Women's drinking startup. Love it.
So I'm the chief content and community officer for an organization called SIP Women. Hello, Jay.
Well, hello, Rich.
Nice
How are you doing today?
Rich, let's talk to that beautiful camera right there.
So, like many people who work in wine country, one job just doesn't do it. So, I sell direct to trade for the Tedeschi family winery out of Calistoga.
Is that how you pronounce that last name?
Tedeschi.
Tedeschi.
So, Tedeschi is a Zinfandel producer in Dry Creek Valley of Sonoma, but Tedeschi in Calistoga is mostly a Cabernet producer.
Yeah, I've seen it. I've read a lot about it. I never knew that was the pronunciation.
That's it. So Tedeschi is a family name that means we used to be Germans before we moved to Italy. So like people who used to come to the United States would be given funny names, and people who used to migrate into Italy got funny names when they migrated.
I love it, Tedeschi.
Yeah.
Once you know once you can pronounce it. Tedeschi.
So they're also well known for making pineapple wine on Maui.
Oh, interesting.
Wow.
So when people go to Maui and say, "Oh, we tried pineapple wine. It was weird."
It was weird.
I can imagine that.
I've actually tried it several times.
Yeah.
I find it really interesting. The acid when you ferment pineapple actually brings out very different nuances that you would assume from pineapple after it's fermented.
Right.
So it's actually, I've had several producers, and I found it really interesting because here we focus on grapes.
Right.
That's what we do. But there are so many other regions in the United States and in Hawaii that produce wine from other fruit sources.
Blueberries, strawberries, schnozberries,
rutabaga. In Iowa, one of our clients, J. Nico Wines, he produces like strawberry, blueberry, rutabaga, I'm not pronouncing that right, but
rutabaga.
Thank you, babe.
You're welcome.
And I find it really interesting, but pineapple wine I never thought that would be as refreshing as it is, and it really is.
And it depends on what you're eating, too.
Yes, absolutely. Very food-friendly wine.
So turns out there's a restaurant in Monterey and one in Santa Cruz that's a Hawaiian chain.
Really?
And they carry it on the menu there.
What is the name of it?
It'll come to me in a
bit.
It's something Tiki Lounge.
Oh.
And so if you go to Santa Cruz or Monterey, there's only one Hawaiian restaurant in either of those
I
towns.
actually have been to the one in Santa Cruz.
Okay.
I didn't realize it was a chain now.
Yeah. So anyway.
Words of wisdom. Yeah. Fun facts by Rich Reeder.
So I got involved in wine about 30 years ago. I was working for the Chase Manhattan Bank, and they asked me to help a winery in Chateauneuf-du-Pape do capital equipment planning on a long-term basis.
That's a good region to get involved in.
Were you trading your services for wine?
what I was doing was I was providing expensive consulting so that Chase relationship bankers could sell more loans to the winemakers.
Oh, wow. When was that?
That was 1980.
1980. Wow, you realize that the financing around wine and around grapes and just the commerce of alcohol was very predominant.
So it worked it worked out so well that they said, well, you did really well with the people in Châteauneuf-du-Pape, so we're sending you to California now. So they moved me from out of Boston.
I had no idea.
So you've been here for 30 years.
I've been in San Francisco for most of it. There was a period for a couple of years where they sent me to Texas, but brought me back.
There's money in Texas. There's wine in Texas.
And there's
love
wine
their
in Texas.
Sangiovese,
and
man.
Also, you know what though? I couldn't handle the temperatures, the extreme heat. I would have to be drinking a lot of Sauvignon Blanc, an Oak Chardonnay, and Rosé to get me through that period.
Yeah.
Houston's like a wet towel, man, but I still love it.
Did you say a wet town?
Wet towel.
Oh, wet towel. They said wet town. I was like, that's some kind of like kinky terminology.
No. You don't wear makeup in Houston. There's just no point.
What's this thing?
You just
wow,
go,
look at the color.
Wow, what is that?
Kinky.
Is that a Vinoche? What is that?
It's a Premier lot Didier bought a few years ago. It's a set house.
I am really excited about this.
From it's being stored on its side.
Vinoche, as in Vinoche 20 rows.
Vinoche 20 rows,
like
Mount
jam.
Veeder.
Is it like jelly?
You know what? It's very common for Premier lots to be unfiltered because they're only making 10 to 20 cases of this, and it is absolutely proprietary to Premier Napa Valley and the Napa Valley Vintners. So I'm actually not surprised. I'm excited to try it, but I'm not surprised that this is most likely an unfiltered.
So do you want, for those people at home who might not be familiar with Premier Napa Valley, as a vintner who's participated in it, do you want to give us a little bit more details and background about
Premier Napa Valley is the largest trade event in the entire United States of America. We have thousands of, I wouldn't say thousands because it's a very small event, but hundreds of exporters, importers, people from all around the world and the United States that come.
Restaurateurs as well.
Restaurateurs, hotels, distributors, large chains, Gary's, Specs, some of the largest alcohol retailer chains in the entire United States, as well as exporters from China, Japan, New Zealand, Australia. And they come and they bid on 5, 10, and 20 case lots. These lots are made just for Premier. They're very exclusive. They're labeled by the Napa Valley Vintners. This wine is made exclusively for them. You cannot purchase this.
No one can buy it.
These are barrel
unless
lots.
they sell it after they buy it.
Exactly.
So when you see them on a restaurant menu, there's a little bit of a markup because they're so limited. I mean, this is your one opportunity to get to taste the sip. On some occasions, less than 2,000 bottles are being made.
Well, really, Jay, when you think about it, less than 120 bottles are made. For us at Spelletich, we make a 10-case lot. This is a wine, we make 120 bottles. We don't bottle this with our regular
This one,
cab.
for example, Didier bought all of it. It was a barrel.
Yeah, it was a barrel.
And this is only bottled, you can only get it here at Toot Sweet.
Well, thank you, DDA. Apparently, we know a guy who knows a guy.
So this is 2003 Mount Veeder Cab.
Oh, I'm very excited to try this. 2003 was an amazing vintage. But, when it comes down to it, they hand-bottled this. Mm-hmm. They made it just for...
That label is
just for DDA.
Just for DDA. He purchased it. The Nuss family, Mount Veeder, very highly respected, amazing producer, been making wine forever, been a grower on Mount Veeder for a long time.
And it's a multi-generation family, as their son Tim has gotten very involved. And actually, we just had some great customer service. Shout out to the youngest, Tyler, and the family, who took great care of us.
Yesterday for my birthday.
Well, let's also consider the fact that the Nusses are Brian is related. His cousin is Robin Williams.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No, they're not related.
Yes, they are. They are absolutely related. Brian and Robin are cousins.
We can agree to disagree. I'm sure we can both text message some people and find out a little bit more details.
Just keep going. Keep going.
Our cousins. We shared a winery with Brian and Lori for 4 years, and Robin was there a lot, and Robin hosted several, but a lot of Vinoche has come from Robin's vineyards.
Which is all the way at the top of Mount Veeder.
Yes, all the way at the top.
Which is basically separating Napa and Sonoma. So the peak elevations up there equal really high acid on what you're going to find on this wine. Yeah. So the ageability on this is, there's timeless. I'd say 30, 40 years, you're still going to have fruit.
We have a friend.
Oh. Welcome to harvest season here in Napa Valley.
Yeah.
If you don't see fruit flies, you're not getting the Napa Valley harvest experience.
So I wanted to mention our harvest report, what's going on.
Go for it.
So the weather here is crazy. And we are bringing in right now, this last week, I have brought in Cabernet, Zinfandel, Cab Franc, Merlot from Calistoga. We are about...
Some Chardonnay and some Muscat as well.
Chardonnay, Muscat,
which
Sauv Blanc, very common. Pinot, very common for September in the later weeks, but not on August 28th.
A little early, huh?
Have we brought in Sauvignon Blanc? So let's just say it's a little hot in the valley right now. Humidity level has been a little different than previous years.
How hot is it?
Yeah.
Just hot. Wait, is it
so
hot?
Are you gonna?
Hold on. This is how hot it is, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow.
Just in honor of harvest.
That's pretty hot.
again, let's thank Mother Nature for changing the game a little bit, because with every harvest.
The same, it would be
thank
hard.
you, Mother Nature. Cheers to Mother Nature. To the beginning of.
But let me say one thing. As being a custom crush owner, it has definitely been slightly scary, because I wait. You know what I mean? Normally October is our push time. That's when everything comes in. I didn't really anticipate that September 8th I would get 100 tons of Calistoga fruit that would come in, and we would be ready for it.
Especially 2 weeks after the devastating earthquake, which, oh my gosh.
Which hopefully didn't affect the vineyards.
Yeah.
We're seeing a lot of people are really concerned about the fruit out there. The fruit's perfect. Everything we've seen come in has just been picture perfect.
Did you see that?
The smells in the air alone.
News report on KRON, our wonderful local TV station.
No.
News report. They took a picture and they put it. It's actually going around. This video is on the news of the clippings from thinning the vines. And they took a picture of it and said that all these grapes fell off during the earthquake.
They did not.
They did.
Did they?
We're going to show
Where?
that to you.
Share it, because I haven't heard anything like this.
Take a look at this.
It proves they're not a network.
So I just pretend I'm throwing it to the video. But there really isn't one. I'm going to put it in later.
Back to you in the business.
Yeah, back to you in the studio. Okay, so let's. I want to get Richard. You're holding this glass. You look like you want to share something.
Oh.
Talk to us, babe.
Well, what he has in his glass is a little bit of our Three Spells Rosé. That's actually this beautiful winemaker standing right here, baby.
Beautiful. You know what I love when Short doesn't start the description of myself, because that doesn't happen very often.
The Short, Kristen Spells.
So what are your thoughts on the Three Spells?
Well, I like that it has a very mild effervescence to it. I'm wondering which varietals go into it.
68% Cabernet, 32% Merlot, if I'm not mistaken.
So
I drink way too much of it.
She's the closest to the mic, so we want you guys
which is dangerous, because I have the loudest voice.
Yeah, let's put you here.
Yeah.
Okay. So
continue on.
So I always love to try different rosés, because there's so many different kinds of rosés.
Totally agree.
How's the audio?
So how is it that nobody's making sparkling rosés in Napa?
I think when it comes down to a consumer viability standpoint, they are. Blanc Noirs is always on the pink side, and you could consider that to be
Schramsberg.
The pink of sparkling wine. So when I made this, if I had the license to make sparkling wine, I would have made it out of this.
So
and you would be a millionaire.
Well, yeah, I mean, and the facility, we are still small. We have 23 clients. Our facility is on the medium size, but not ginormous.
Come to the table
where we're having a show. If I'm not mistaken, it does require additional equipment, though, than your standard red wine facility can produce.
And it also, this is a 2012. We did 112 cases of this. Nothing major, nothing big. It was a complete stainless steel project. We sommelied it from. And, yes, if this was made into a sparkling wine, I would be driving one of those beautiful electric cars. What are they called? I can't even remember. But
Tesla.
There you go. But I didn't.
Shout out to Tesla. So if you're watching Tesla and you want to send us some prototypes, we're more than happy to drive it around.
It watches the show.
Right here at Toot Suite. You heard it here.
Cutting edge.
Jay gets first dibs on the Tesla.
Okay, wait. It's my company. Shouldn't you get second?
I'll drive it first for a week, and then you can have it.
Yeah. So I'm just sticking with the Prius at this point because the Tesla's a little out of my price range. But I intentionally made a very high acid rosé to have that feel, but still be a still wine.
Right.
So
So I'm loving that seeing rosés are more common out in the marketplace now. Rosés got a really bad rap for a while.
Love it.
Thought of as kind of that cheap jug wine due to some producers. Maybe adding a lot of residual sugar. But when you go to France, I mean, some of the most amazing chateaus, they'll produce the rosé. They're just not going to sell it because that's what they want to drink.
Yeah.
Well, let's
so they
talk
keep
about
the good stuff for themselves.
Brad and Angelina courted the market. And we've had a show about this. We did have a rosé show. And we did discuss. Yes.
Miraval.
Yep.
And it did on a
beautiful
blind tasting.
rosé.
It's a very solid rosé.
Are you also blind to the price? Is that a blind tasting?
$25.
Yeah, but you can buy really great Côte de Provence rosé for $16. To me, that's a huge difference in price.
But sometimes you have to support, small family-owned and operated businesses because Brad and Angelina appreciate each and every single purchase made. I am sure, because I think they might struggle.
Would you let Pax, their son, be part of the next gen if he wants to?
So Pax is the younger.
Pax
so
is
that
famous guy that we know.
Yeah.
He's the oldest. He's
no, Maddox is the oldest.
You're right. Okay.
Maddox is the oldest. Pax is the second oldest. It goes Maddox, Zahara, Pax, Shiloh.
Wait, Zahara's Madonna's baby.
No. Zahara is actually theirs as well. Okay,
I think we're showcasing. Susan and I don't have subscriptions to People Magazine. Like someone in this group. I don't know, Rich, maybe you have
it's not me, it's my mom, but I love People Magazine. I love it.
It happens to be in the lobby.
So she's our go-to aficionado for facts about celebrities.
So it does go Maddox,
trying to fuck with you.
Zahara, Pax, Shiloh, Vivian, and Knox are the twins.
You missed that. Susan dropped the F-bomb.
What?
For one.
Oh, shoot.
Susan.
Woo! Susan dropped it.
Is it okay to pour this?
Absolutely.
Help yourself.
We drink when we say F-U-C-K on this show.
So speaking of celebrations, I love to start any good party with a bottle of rosé. It's kind of my go-to.
I'm going to enjoy this as well. Thank you.
I had a great time actually celebrating this beautiful woman next to us' birthday, which was yesterday. And I still might be recovering slightly. So
I was going to go to the gym this morning. I know you did not go to the gym this morning.
There were still 2 cars in front of her house till past noon.
And neither which were mine.
Yeah.
Neither.
But did you really go to the gym?
Yes, I did.
Used.
We needed to sweat those toes
I just want to say Uber was used.
Uber
Thank you,
good.
Uber.
It's super responsible.
Love Uber.
Birthday behavior. And yes, we want Uber to succeed, actually. What do you think of Uber? And they're having some difficulties in certain markets.
Well, I know that they're loved in the East Bay, which is where I live. Mm-hmm. And sometimes it's the only way to go.
Have you driven? So you've taken an Uber.
Certainly true in Napa, because we have
there's a lot of times when
transportation
There's a lot of times when you have no idea when an ordinary cab is going to get you where you are. And if you're coming into, say, Oakland Airport or San Francisco Airport, if you have to wait in line for cabs to come around in sequence for you, you're going to wait for a very long time, and if you're trying to get to San Francisco on business from, say, LA or New York or wherever, it's a lot better to schedule an Uber pickup and have that pickup on time on a non-cab curb.
Well, Uber is now finally getting some competition, which is exciting. They have to stay on their toes with Lyft and Sidecar out there as well.
So I had this huge conversation. I was in San Francisco this weekend with friends, and we Ubered all around the city. So my interpretation of Uber, and I absolutely love it, is you can see the map where they are, you see their picture, you see their name, you see what car they have. They have your name, they have your picture, they have all of that. What I've heard from Sidecar is not necessarily as nice as cars. They are less expensive. I don't mind Lyft, but my experience with Uber, the people that pick me up, I had this guy Rad pick me up this weekend. And
his name was Rad?
His name was Rad.
That's
and
awesome.
You know what? He was so great. He did multiple stops for us. I absolutely loved it.
Do you think that was his birth name? Let's be real. I want to see that driver's license.
Actually, I kind of
Do you think it's Brad, but he just drops the B and goes by Rad?
No, he was Indian. We talked about his heritage and when he came.
Of dropping the B, did you know Jerry and Ben birthdays, which is not dropping the B, but Jerry Seinfeld was just on Bill Maher, and he's 60.
Drop the B word?
Jerry Seinfeld is 60.
He looks fantastic. Well, you want to know what? I think you're on the same regiment as him.
I don't feel like he can ever be 60.
Yeah. For your age, you beautiful woman.
You should never start off with for your age. Second of all, we have a second birthday in the house.
Yes.
Actually, this beautiful lady will
I'm comfortable in saying that I am finally turning 35.
And you'll be leaving the state for your birthday, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm popping my Vegas cherry.
So our other co-host who's not here with us tonight, C-Mac, and I will be touring this lovely young lady around Las Vegas for the very first time. So we have a Vegas virgin.
79, baby.
So as soon as we get off the plane, I believe we have time to drop off suitcases. And her one request was for our Vegas experience.
No, it wasn't.
Thunder
No, it wasn't. That was Christina's. Do you know what my Vegas request is? I want to go to the best restaurant in Vegas, eat my fucking heart out.
What is the best restaurant in your opinion in Las Vegas? Because I heard
We've heard a lot of different opinions.
When it comes down to fine dining,
I want to fine dining.
When it comes down to fine dining, Joel Robuchon, kind of the original Frenchman who's made his way to Vegas to open up Joel Robuchon is.
I love when Jay talks like this.
It's 3 stars. I mean, it's on par with the French Laundry, the Meadowland. So I would be very. I've only peered in through the window to see the enormous chandelier that was inside.
So
Stephen, was it you?
Wait, no, yeah. So
it was a chandelier looking at a chandelier.
And you want to know what? They were closed for renovation, so I couldn't even have the ability to go. But just to be that close to that fantastic.
What is your suggestion?
One of our frequent visitors here is Stephen Mirasu. Stephen's eaten everywhere because he has a wine that he has to place, and he says, I've eaten at Joel Robuchon, but for the best dish made in beef, it's got to be DDA's barbecue.
Oh, damn!
Shout out to our lovely French producer, Mr. DDA.
Mr. 3B over there.
I think you have a lot of people who would agree with that.
So if you want, so you can go and do French stuff in Las Vegas, but maybe the best restaurant is actually the Lotus, which is a Thai restaurant off the Strip.
So wait, hold on, Rich.
In 2009, Lotus was actually voted as the best Thai restaurant in the entire nation.
Well, hold on, Rich. Are you making a suggestion that I request that DDA make me a birthday dinner?
Well, there might be something.
I don't know. I mean, he has known me since I was 12, and now I'm 35.
Wait, has that been on the table yet?
I don't think
that was but I'm throwing that challenge out there.
She walked into the studio just before the show, a while before the show, and said, "Did you tell me you had some champagne in the fridge?" I said, "No, I didn't. You just saw it there." Like, you totally did not tell me.
No, you talked about it yesterday via text.
Okay.
You're like, oh,
I always have bubbles.
Yeah.
So you asked for the northern
on
menu
my birthday,
because they don't hand out the northern menu at the Lotus. It's like the end of bin list.
I'm personally taking this out. Like maybe not this week, but next week. My apologies.
When we go to Thai food in the United States, we typically eat Southern cuisines. So the Lotus in Vegas has an off-the-menu, extra menu they can show you called the Northern menu, and everything there is the best.
So let me tell you about my trip to Lotus. I'd heard these amazing things about just fantastic Thai, and coming from Santa Cruz Mountains in San Francisco, I'm very used to fusions. I've been surrounded by Thai food my entire life. So I was on the hunt for the best Thai food that Vegas had to offer. So we make the journey off the strip to this tiny little strip mall. I mean, you feel like getting out of the car.
You can't even see it from the streets.
You're surrounded by pool stores and maybe a bathhouse and brothel. But that's Las Vegas. So we go in and sit down, and I'm looking through this menu. I could not be more content. And I look over, and my better half has to grab me as I'm like, and there's Ted Allen sitting 2 tables away from me.
Oh,
and I think you're in a good spot when Ted Allen is standing in the restaurant.
The gay icon of food.
From Queer Eye for the Street Guy.
And he's gone to now host Shops.
He's great.
And everything else.
So my immediate reaction, of course, is to immediately get up with the bottle of wine that we're enjoying, because we travel with Napa Valley wine, and head towards his table. When I feel the tug at my arm of my better half saying, "Do not go bother Ted Allen. There's a time and a place." He obviously does not want to be bothered. I'm like, but it's Ted Allen. I'm good to go talk to him. I'm going to give him a glass of wine. And he grabs me and goes, "Do not go bother Ted Allen. We do not want to be asked to leave the restaurant." So I was to sit down, staring at my menu, peering over, and I literally asked the waiter, I'm like, "I want what Ted Allen's eating." Okay. So I just had them build my menu around what he ordered.
Oh, that's amazing.
And I didn't get the opportunity to talk to him. I did send him over a glass of wine, and we got a nod at one point.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. Send a glass of wine over, and then they can choose to
acknowledge.
We got a nod. He didn't come over and say hello. But this is not the end of that, Ted Allen.
No.
Believe me, when you come to Napa, I will find you.
He knew you.
I will find you.
You owe me a glass of wine, Ted Allen.
This reminds me of the time that I was at Farmstead. We were at Farmstead at the bar, and it's dead quiet in there. It's a summer afternoon in between lunch and dinner. Who's there? Posh Spice
and David
Beckham.
Whoa.
Their children, and I was like, "What's she having?" Just champagne. Everyone else is eating.
She's a champagne. No, you know what? I've heard that.
She's not eating anything.
She is a champagne bubble. She's a bubble whore.
Rotor Brut Rosé, and so I said, "I'm having what she's having," and then I pretended to be like a fabulous person that she would want to know. And
were you doing the posing?
Ha 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 ha! I have it too. And I was like, "She's gonna come over."
She's gonna come over.
I kept like laughing over there a little, like.
Okay, my honest reaction to that situation would be
now.
walking by and say, "Oh, I'm so sorry, I spilled my glass of red wine on you.
Can I lick it off your?
I'll pay for your dry cleaning bill. Let's just take that shirt off.
Or
let me lick your arm. Oh my gosh, I'm so disappointed.
Meaning to the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge. I'm just gonna pour a full bottle of rosé down.
I gotta tell you though, so that's like Brad and Angelina for sure. They're on par with them.
Absolutely.
I want to know though, is her head as big, like a blow pop head with a tiny little body that looks in photos?
Yes.
She has big hair too.
Because of her hairdo.
She has big hair.
There's one person who has a larger head than that tiny little body,
I know
and I think that
I know her. We're not gonna say.
I do.
Don't say. Is it a famous person or a friend of ours?
It's a friend of ours.
Oh
wait, yeah, we were.
Giada De Laurentiis. This shout out to you.
Okay, Giada.
You've got the tiniest little body and the largest head. So I may or may not have nicknamed her Blow Pop Head. As I was reaching, I'm like, I was actually trying to whip up a side dish, and my ass, 30-minute meals, Rachel, if you have a PR team and you sous chefs and they do the grocery shopping for you, I'm sure anyone can make a meal in 30 minutes. I want to see you go to the grocery store, come back, and make your meal in 30 minutes. That is my challenge to you, and I want to watch it on video.
Ooh, hey, perfect interim now. So we have incorporated. Sorry, just cut all this shit.
Oh.
So we are creating a new section of our show.
Yeah.
Is it Rich?
It's
is
a
Rich
short
the new
section. We have 2 minutes.
No. Okay.
Yeah, just look at the
So here's the thing. So Cards Against Humanity has swept the world.
What is Cards Against Humanity?
It was a crowdfunding thing on Kickstarter. It was an idea.
It is a card.
On Kickstarter now.
It is called the card game for horrible people. And you know what?
Do you identify?
I do because you know what? The questions, the honesty. So everybody.
So how do we play?
So everybody takes 5 cards. 5 cards. And
Jay, Kristen.
Priorities.
We were all gonna ask a question.
So I get to look at the back side of the cards?
I always called you Joe.
There's something on the bottom side of the cards, right?
No. So pick your cards, read your cards.
This is
read
horrible.
your cards.
So you read your card.
Right.
You have 5 cards. And you answer
you have to, the whole purpose of it is that I'm gonna read a question and you are gonna answer how you think I am going to
vote on the best answer.
You vote on the best answer.
That you think is best.
So
I can't make stuff up.
Nope. You just answer it. Yeah. All right. Okay. So here is the question, and we're going to do this on every show because this game is just redonkulous. Okay.
They can play along.
All right. Yes, and everybody can play along.
You need more wine before we
I am fine, thank you. Okay. So first question.
Did you really just turn down wine? Where is Kristen? And bring back the real Kristen.
All right, come on. My plan for world domination begins with blank. Pick a card.
You have to put it down.
No, just put it right here. Put it right here.
I'm very disappointed.
I love you, man. I have so much fucking respect for you right now. It's amazing.
I was hoping.
That was like that.
Yeah, seriously. We're talking after this show.
I wish I had a blank card because I think that C-Mac would have been the perfect card to answer
I already saw him.
Okay.
I know I'm not winning this.
Okay. Okay. This is how amazing this fucking game is.
Did that card really just get played by Rich? That's totally happening.
Okay. My plan, hold on. My plan for world domination is the Stockholm Syndrome.
I didn't even know this. That was me. And I'm using a shitty card.
The plan for world domination begins with the shambling corpse of Larry King.
The shambling card?
The shambling.
His crippled
Not to be confused with the shambling.
Okay.
Oh, shamble? It's in a shamble.
Rich fucking killed this. I'm struggling to say it out loud. My plan for world domination begins with a big black dick.
You heard it here, folks.
Hi, motherfucker, brother.
Not taking orders.
He knew he won. He just whipped that out.
You heard it here, folks.
You got a card?
Not taking orders. Here at
You got a card. You whip that shit out, man.
World domination involves for this one a big black.
Okay, so Susan, it's your turn. Oh my god, dude, that made my day. Okay, sorry.
And the card that I drew, which we are not allowed to alter, I have to read it, right?
Right. Yes.
When all else fails, I can always masturbate to blank.
Ooh.
Boom. There you go, right there.
Now, does he still have that card?
Oh, I wish I had a blank card because we could just use the DBA card. Because you can make up your own answer.
Oh, gotcha.
1. Come on, give me some stuff.
Come on, Jay, whip it out. You never have a problem normally.
Well, since you asked so politely, I don't think it's that kind of program. That's for Too Sweet After Dark.
All right. Well, these are rather interesting. We have 3 responses here. When all else fails, I can always masturbate to being a busy adult with many important things to do. Thank you. Okay. Now that's a little PG, Rich.
Jesus Christ. A little PG compared to Big Black Dick.
Lame stuff, you know.
I saved 2 good ones. When all else fails, I can always masturbate to getting abducted by Peter Pan.
Ooh.
That's cool.
I think does that involve some bondage?
Usually, that was totally yours.
Do you think he ties you up?
Usually Peter Pan is played by a woman.
Yeah.
Julia Roberts. Ooh, that's a whole new dimension.
No, she was Tinkerbell.
That was another Robin Williams reference.
Yeah, that was totally Robin Williams reference. Love you.
Too soon.
I mean, on stage. On stage, like, remember, what's her name? The one with the short hair.
The lesbian?
Yeah, maybe. Well, speaking of that, though, you know the girl from Girls? She's playing Peter Pan, and it's that Brian Williams newscaster guys. Not Lena Dunham, but her beautiful friend.
I know you're talking about.
That is Brian Williams' newscaster's daughter.
Yeah,
so are you outing her? Are you outing celebrity right now here on Dude Sweet?
No, she's about to get married.
She got the role of Peter Pan. She's going to have to cut her beautiful hair.
How'd she get it? Good old-fashioned way?
I don't know.
By giving a
I don't know.
Okay.
And lastly, when all else fails, I can always masturbate to Ryan Gosling riding on a white horse.
Oh.
Boom, bitches!
Winner,
chicken dinner. Give me that motherfucking black card.
I like it.
If by white horse you mean white Camaro, then we're talking.
White horse. Fuck you guys. All right, everybody grab a white card.
Hey.
Jay, it's your turn.
Except me.
All right.
Okay.
This makes me nervous.
Rich, you need a card.
I do.
All right, grab your black card. Grab your black card.
And we have to wrap this up.
Ooh.
Well, no, Rich has to go though.
Last question. What has been making life difficult at the nudist colony? Of course I get this question. What would I know about nudity?
I have a good one. I'm even gonna
I have a good one too. Right here.
Okay. I got one sort of okay almost.
All right, read those.
All right.
We have a giggling audience.
What has been making life difficult at the nudist colony? All right. We've got, first up, tripping balls.
Tripping balls.
Depending on how old the people are in the nudist colony, they could be tripping over it.
Over balls, or they could be hallucinating.
Or tripping out on them.
Yeah, it could be a combination of things.
Okay, there's a lot of...
That's very hard to argue with. Revenge fucking. Take a drink. I said it.
Wait, read the question again.
What has been making life difficult at the nudist colony? Third answer, that I think has to be the best. Scrotum tickling.
Boom! Give me that black card!
Obviously.
You heard it here first,
yeah,
folks.
that's good.
All right.
That's good. Right.
Rich.
Okay.
Grab your black card. No, you gotta grab black card. You have to ask the question.
Okay.
This one.
So let's see. Are we all down for this? So wrap your ass in first.
The answer is Big Black Dick. The question is
wait.
Here, Rich, come over here. Come here.
Okay, so
come here. I'm pulling you by your suspenders. Get over here.
Okay, so here we go.
All right, ask the question.
Okay, so the question is, and I would have gotten away with it too if it hadn't been for dot.
What? Say it.
It says I don't have the answer.
What? No. Read it.
It says, and I would have gotten away with it too if it hadn't been for blank. So you fill in the answer.
I already did.
Okay.
Instincts.
Okay. Monsieur Brunner.
Ooh, French.
Okay.
Bringing it out, D. You should be back here, baby.
So let's see.
Mine sucks.
So let's see. I believe this was Susan's. I would have gotten away with it too if it hadn't been for enormous Scandinavian women. Okay,
I still get away
we're
with
gonna
it.
get some letters about that one.
Kristen came up with
Scandinavians are wonderful
pretty good
people.
answer. I can sort of get into this.
You can
and
get
I would
into
have
it.
gotten away with it too if it hadn't been for ripping into a man's chest and pulling out a still beating heart.
That is a typical Kristen response to anything.
Boom, bitches.
And then
he would give me a great deal on my car. So if you want to do, I reached in and ripped out his still beating heart out of his chest.
Yeah. And Jay came up with a pretty good one. And I would have gotten away with it too if it hadn't been for eating an albino.
Okay, seriously, you have to pick an albino? Why do you gotta focus on albinos? Like, there's very few of them. Why do you gotta be like...
Because I'm one of them. Have you seen my
Okay, no. You don't have white eyebrows, bitch. You don't have red eyes.
You can't be an albino.
The show.
So thank you all so much for tuning in to another episode of Not Taking Orders. Here at Toot Sweet. Tune in 2 weeks from now, since next week
we'll be in
Vegas.
I
will be traveling to Viva Las Vegas, assuming we're still live. We'll be back. If not, Susan, it's all on you and C-Mac.
Right.
If our livers give out,
she'll be there as well.
Oh, that's true.
So if they don't
be excited about
I'm gonna cancel it. I'm canceling it if you guys don't.
No, you know what? We're gonna bring some serious footage from Vegas. FYI, probably me passed out in some comparable position.
That's gonna be interesting.
Tune in, folks. You heard it here. Compromising positions on the next episode.
Thank you so much for tuning in. We love you. Cheers.
Bye, everybody.
Boom.